is you cannot afford to be ignorant about your environment. You cannot afford to say, I don't want to bother myself about any happening, because you are the protector of your own life, aside from whatever spiritual deity that you believe in. That's the honest truth. And that's what I want us to do today. We will be decent in how we discuss these issues. We'll also try to be extremely unbiased, just objective about the issues, and tell ourselves the truth. Whether you support the PDP, APC, ADC, whatever political party, we need to say the truth. Okay, and that will help us understand how we can now give ourselves recommendation to move Nigeria forward, because we don't have anywhere else but this country. And if we don't make this country habitable for us, you will see that very soon these foreign nations that we travel to will shut their borders. And they're already doing that, actually. A couple of persons are now thinking about themselves first. They feel that immigrants are taking over their spaces. They feel like their identity is being erased by immigrants. So they are now putting stricter measures on how persons that are not from their region come to hibernate or reside in those areas. In other words, Nigeria needs to do better to economically rehabilitate her country so that her people can thrive and her people can realize their identity. That's basically it. So nobody takes you for granted. Nobody calls you a disgraced nation. I mean, that is the height of it, like the literal height of it. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Esther Machuku. Thank you for joining us today on the Evening Rush. I told you yesterday that the situation with the American government keeps evolving. Most of the media channels internationally have been discussing this, and basically Trump's lethal statement very recently. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu this morning tweeted on his social media platform on X, telling Nigerians to become impatient, also disclosing to the US government that they will not be intimidated while they also work and see how they can collaborate to work together. Unfortunately, it feels like Nigerians are misinterpreting the whole thing about what Trump said. And there are a lot of conspiracy theories about supposed invasion, which obviously we're trying to clarify here. Who is invading who? And is it not the truth that Nigerians are being killed in droves by certain persons who do not have any ideology, whose idea is to occupy, take over, and possibly regionalize just for themselves? These persons, what is the effort of a sovereign nation to eradicate them, to clear them out? And who is giving them the authority to dictate to a sovereign nation? With the armaments and the resources that we have, how have we allowed these persons of darkness infiltrate our society and create mayhem and chaos? And the talk about government complicity in all of this. That's what. When a country is bedeviled by insecurity, there will be no economic growth. There will be a stagnancy in economic activities. There will be a disaffection with investment opportunities, specifically from those in diaspora and even those that are outside the country. Nigeria is a blessed nation, very attractive, that a lot of persons would want to actually invest in. But when people cannot authentically be safe with their business ventures, when they think of kidnapping, when they think of the security they need to provide for themselves to move from one place to another, is discouraging, because they think of the financial implication and the consistency of maintaining security for their businesses and their personnel who would make their businesses work in Nigeria. Also, it is causing an economic growth imbalance in Nigeria. There are some regions in this country that have become completely redundant. They cannot grow because of how bad the road is and the insecurity bedeviling these regions. So investors cannot come into these regions at all. And that's why you have some states that seems to have a sense of normalcy. It's being eroded. A lot of influx of persons coming to find safe haven and look for what to eat and how to feed. And what causes that? Insecurity. So if the government does not make a concerted effort to actually deprive this element of darkness from whatever juice they're being given, you would realize that there'll be economic imbalance. So regions will develop better than other regions. And it is terrible when you have leaders not looking at the implication of this because they are enjoying the largesse from the FAC allocation. Again, I want us to understand how important it is for us to come together and ask the government, hold them accountable for them to rout out insecurity once and for all. It is so bad that ISWAP actually told its members to not gather in public spaces because of the threats from the US government. In other words, these people have been roaming freely in communities, carrying out their activities, and they are not afraid of the Nigerian government. Another thing we also need to look into is that a lot of our soldiers have died, and we don't want to call it a lost cause. But when there is complicity and deliberate means of letting these young minds fighting for the freedom of our nation die, it doesn't help that it is deliberate, that these persons are led to the war front to be killed because certain elements are disclosing vital information to these terrorists about their locations. Then it now calls the bear to question, why are we spending all this money on curtailing insecurity if Nigeria doesn't get secured? Then why is the government or the supporters of this government running helter-skelter, looking for who to use as a scapegoat for calling the attention of the international community to see how they could collaborate with us to help rout out insecurity in whatever form or guise that it has morphed to? Let's take a listen to this. I want you to pay a very deep concentration to this. This particular information, or basically this, what I want you to listen to, is information from a couple of US parliamentarians who have heard different narratives, okay, about insecurity in Nigeria. Let's listen to them, and please, I do not want you to judge. I got this excerpt from Don Aza. I'm sure if you watch him on YouTube, you know that he actually does know how to break down these things. He's one of the persons I follow. He's very objective, very intelligent. He breaks things down appropriately. Let's take a listen to this. I just did a couple of compilations, some of the talks that some of these foreign agents have said describing the true situation of Nigeria.
Media organizations. And you know what was happening to those people? To Lawrence and Masara Kim and all of them? The journalists sitting in the big capital cities, the big cities and in the capital, who were taking the line from the government and didn't have the courage or the integrity or the professionalism or the character or the motivation to go to those frontline villages. They just bought the line from the government that it wasn't really happening, and they bought the line from the U.S. State Department that this is nomadic tribesmen being forced to move from climate change. The Fulani are not really terrorists. Oh, the fact that they're Muslims got nothing to do with it. Because they're nomadic tribesmen, they're looking for other land. They're looking to go somewhere, and that's forcing them to clash with the Christian villages. Nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. That is just an example to you of how climate has been used as a scam. I mean, it's not just fake. It's much worse than that. All of these systems that are being implemented that are so profoundly dishonest, they're systems of control. How do we control the people, control the information and the narrative, and then have that as cover to do whatever it is that we want to do, which, by the way, is to go into Christian villages and not only annihilate people. I mean, in one of the recent attacks that Truth Nigeria has reported on, I mean, I was sitting down to dinner in my hometown in Texas one Friday night years ago. My husband was with me. It was when we were trying to get the sound of freedom was being blocked because people didn't want child trafficking to be a conversation everyone was having. And we were doing our best to help get that movie put out. And I got a video. I showed it to my husband as we sat down. He couldn't eat. And it was a young 18-year-old girl from Nigeria who was pulled from one of the villages. And as they were slicing off her head, they were digging her baby out of her tummy. And she was well advanced in pregnancy. That's the reality of what, when you put those numbers up and you go before your colleagues in Congress and you put those numbers forward, that's what it means in human terms. I mean, Lawrence once was calling Doug and myself. He's sitting in the back of a meat wagon on the bodies of his friends and neighbors with malaria. Remember, after that he went out with malaria for weeks. I mean, these the courage of the people who are on the front lines reporting this cannot be overstated. But the challenge that they face is that the media itself denies the reality that they see and report on with their own eyes and ears. I mean, that's without conscience. Honestly, I stand before all of you in the National Press Club of the United States of America, the most powerful free nation on earth, where we have First Amendment rights. And I cannot say strongly enough to the press corps, do your job. Do your job. Because we are supposed to be the inspiration and also the safety net for journalists everywhere. It is truly without conscience that you can witness the execution of people and have it denied because journalists are too lazy, too corrupt, too stupid, too cowardly to stand up and tell the truth. That is without conscience. And, we have to stop being afraid of what people will say to us. We have to stop allowing those who tell the truth to be punished and those who lie to be rewarded.
You bet I would. 62,000 Christians killed in Nigeria, 100,000 killed in Africa, 18,000 churches burned. Now, there's a lot of evidence there, and that's probably an underestimate, John, but we cannot allow this to happen to people that can't defend themselves. It's just absolutely insane. If we need to get involved in something like this, President Trump could end that in a heartbeat. This one wouldn't be like going into Russia or China or North Korea or Iran. This would be going and helping innocent people that would be able to take back over their country. It's a shame something like this happened, but we can't overlook it. We can't underestimate it.
Yep. Have is a terrorist organization, particularly in the north in Nigeria, Boko Haram, that is literally burning churches, massacring people, torturing people, running them out of their homes to the tunes of tens, if not hundreds of thousands.
They know.
Is to just say it, to say what is happening, to say that the denials are wrong, to say that there is religious persecution, there's disproportionate targeting of Christians that is happening. It's a Christian is more likely to be killed in Nigeria than a Muslim by 5, 6, 7 times when you look at the populations. The Middle Belt is the area where the most persecution is happening, and that's where the most denials are. So we need more people. We need it'd be great to have more in the administration speaking out and saying those denials from the government, those are entirely wrong. This is happening right now. The country of particular concern designation, absolutely vital, because that's what's going to put pressure. Nigeria, they value our economic relationship. They value the security assistance that we provide. And so, yeah, they should listen if we're saying, no, this is real. This is really happening. And I think that would go a long way. And then to follow up those specific points with action items and what we need to ask. Right now, the government of Nigeria has mostly focused on terrorism in the Northeast, which is very important. They've not really been winning that battle recently. There's been attacks on army camps over there from IS West Africa or Boko Haram, but that's where they've been focusing. They focused not one iota on the Middle Belt. They haven't focused that much on the Northwest. And so we need to tell them, you have to put those resources. When you get those early warnings, you need to go out and you need to find the terrorists and you need to defeat them. You have to return the IDPs. It's millions of IDPs that are sitting they're huddled together, thousands at a time, with horrible health care, horrible resources, and they're just waiting. They're not able to do anything. They're not able to build lives. They need to be brought back to their lands. They need to defeat the jihadists who've taken over their lands, make sure that's happening. And earlier, Congressman Walker mentioned some of the blasphemy laws. Nigeria has one of the worst blasphemy laws in the entire world. It's one of only 7 places in the world that you can be killed for, given the death penalty for alleged blasphemy against the Prophet Muhammad. That's outrageous. There's no reason they need to enforce that. They need to repeal that. And so pushing to make sure that that happens. In Sokoto State, there was a young woman, Deborah Yakubu. She was a Christian student. This was May 2022. She was burned by 50 of her classmates, and they videoed it while they were shouting Allahu Akbar, and they put it all over the internet so that everybody would know what they meant. No one has been held accountable for that. Nobody is held accountable for these mob violence actions that happen again and again and again, and it's outrageous. And so we need to make sure that those things, those are the action items, those are the things that the government needs to do if they want to be removed from the CPC list, and if they want to have economic flourishing, if they want to have a good developing country. You can't have an economy when you have terrorists running rampant and burning villages all throughout your country, and especially in those agricultural areas that are the places feeding you. You have massive starvation in Nigeria right now because of these terrorists. It has to be put to a stop.
For this man is
All right, so I told you I got this compilation from Don Az, and like I told you earlier that quite a lot is actually going on, and the attention from the U.S. government, a couple of persons have had diverse perspectives and diverse opinions about it, but what is the truth here? Is there insecurity in Nigeria? Yes. Has the government acted like they're complicit? Yes. Did insecurity start with Tinubu's administration? Vehemently, no. What has the body language or attitude of the government of the day towards addressing it? What has it been like? It has been nonchalant up until now that the U.S. government decided to come into this entire situation. I would like to take a breakdown into since, let's say, the year 2000 and the several killings that has taken place on Nigerians. In February 2000, the Yewa massacre in Kebbi, 78 persons of Christian domination were killed. The year 2000 as well, the same year 2000, there were Kaduna riots, over 1,000 Christians killed. In November 2002, there was a Miss World riot in Kaduna. 250 persons were killed. Also, in 2009 to 2011, early Boko Haram attacks, hundreds of Christians were targeted. Even Muslims who refused to get themselves radicalized were also killed. December 24 to 25, 2010, there was a Christmas attack in Maiduguri and Jos. 38 plus persons were killed. I want you to know that some of the figures are underrated. These were the figures that we got from the media. Sometimes they underreport the actual numbers of casualty whenever this dastardly act happen. Also, in March 2012, in December 25, 2011, there was a Christmas Day shooting at Damaturu, Potiskum. 45 persons were killed. March 2012, the Just Church bombing. 38 persons were killed, obviously Christians. In June 2012, the Kano church bombing, 40 persons were killed. In December 25, 2012, Christmas Eve attacks, 27 were shot dead. February 2014, the federal government college massacre in Yobe, 59 Christian boys burnt alive. In April 2014, Chibok abductions, 276 Christian girls were kidnapped, that is abducted. In June 2014, Gwoza attack in Borno State, 90 plus Christians and obviously Muslims who refused to get themselves radicalized were killed. In June 5, 2022, we had the Owo Church massacre in Ondo State. I can never forget that one. 41 plus worshippers gunned down during a Pentecost mass, and now these were Christians. Everybody was saying Owo attack, Ondo is bleeding. It was very early in the morning that we got this news. As I'm talking to you, I'm actually having goosebumps. In May 12, 2022, then Deborah Samuel, a Christian student, was stoned, burned alive in Sokoto for alleged blasphemy. The pictures of these perpetrators were out there. Some prominent politicians of Islamic extraction supported it. One of them is Garba Ahmed, the former aide to Muhammadu Buhari, late Muhammadu Buhari, said he supported the killing of Deborah. He eventually tweeted it because he forgot that he would not remain in government for so long, and up till today he's been seen as a terrorist apologist. You also have in 2015 where there was an ongoing Fulani herdsmen raid in Middle Belt, thousands killed, in fact up to 800 in 2018 as well. Now, December 23 to 26, 2023, you had the Plateau Christmas attacks, 140 plus massacred in 26 villages. April 2025, the attacks in Plateau State, 56 killed, 5,000 displaced. In April 2025, Sankara massacre in Benue, 72 plus hacked to death. April 13, 2025, ZK village, Plateau State, 50, including 15 children, murdered, beheaded, thrown to dogs to be eaten. In May 2025, Benue attacks, 36 killed by headers. In June 13 to 14, 2025, Yawata massacre in Benue, 280 persons slaughtered. June 2025, Gwere West, Benue, 20 plus killed. August 2025, Ayetwar Church, Plateau, raised, multiple killed. October 2025, Barakaladi, Plateau State, dozens killed in raids. January to November 2025, reports of 7,000 plus Christians killed. Now, these are reports from the BBC, Punch Online, several media outlets in Nigeria, if you do a compilation of all of this. So Muslims and more Christians killed in several communities, mosques burnt, churches burnt, heinous killings taking place. The recent one that a couple of persons can really remember, Benue and Plateau. Benue is a consistent one. Plateau happened 2 different times. The governor openly was crying because he felt helpless. He felt defeated. He did not know what to do. So the question is this, Nigerians, my beautiful Nigerians, is there insecurity bedeviling this nation? Yes. Is it causing us an economic downturn? Yes. Has the government been active in engaging these guys? In some aspects, yes. But in most aspects, it doesn't seem so, regardless of the details they give us concerning this. So what do we do about it? Why the panic and the fear of Donald Trump wanting to rout out these guys? Already ISWAP is giving an information and dictating to its people to not gather in public places, as if they are permitted by the Nigerian government to do what they're doing and gather. They are not afraid of our Nigerian military, but they're afraid of what Trump is about to do. That's not just the only thing. That they even boasted of how they are stretching the American military by deliberately creating chaos across several Sahelian countries. So when they stretch the American military, it creates a diversion whereby their attack could be far-reaching. So if this is poignant in our faces, what are we doing about it? Why the politicization? Why are some Islamic clerics not publicly condemning the attack of these terrorist organizations who use the name or the religious affiliation of Islam to perpetrate satanic acts of darkness? And then the rising kidnapping, the fact that people are killing themselves in other regions, the killings going on in the southeast by unknown gunmen, kidnappings on the rise across all facets because of some roads are very bad, the supposed intimidation of our security agencies on innocent Nigerians. There is a dilapidation in how things are carried out here. Sometimes it feels that the law is not working, especially when it comes to issues that the law is meant to work. So is this the truth? Yes or no? That's what we need to ask ourselves and stop throwing out propaganda everywhere and cover the reality on ground. Another question that we should ask ourselves is this the time for Nigerians to come together? That's one. Two, a couple of persons are asking for regionalism, restructuring of the country, and they're asking the president to restructure so they don't have any affiliation with some certain regions. What is stopping the government from looking into it if there's going to be a consensus about it? If a lot of Nigerians, specifically those from the southwest and the north, were saying they want to have a regional system of government where everybody controls their resources, their government develops them, and they're able to utilize their facilities and dictate how they want activities in their regions to go, then what is stopping for something like that to go on? Is it part of the constitution or not? Or is it something the president intends to actually gradually institute? And should the president talk and address Nigerians? That's another thing. Although he has written quite a number of, messages to Nigerians telling them to be calm and not to panic, that the focus of his administration is to eradicate these terrorists bedeviling us. That's another aspect. Today as well, Nnamdi Kanu outrightly called out the government of the day and talked about the law, the misapplication of the law concerning his case. I'd like us to listen to Nnamdi Kanu. I'm sure if you listen to the World News at 6, you must have heard him, his vituperation concerning how he thinks the Nigerian government deliberately not applied the law when it comes to him. I want us to take a keen listen to that as well.
And you wonder why God cost you people. Useless black men. You don't know what justice means? You have no idea what justice means. You don't know what justice means. Useless black African people. You don't know the meaning of justice. Your constitution says you cannot tie anybody unless the law is written. Show me the written law. Show me the written law. I want you to written law. Show me the law. You okay? Don't go close. Don't try that rubbish. Don't try it. Don't try it. Don't try that rubbish. Don't try that rubbish. Useless people. You don't know law. You don't know law. Your own constitution you don't respect. Supreme Court judgment you don't respect. Then why we in the court of law? Why we in the court of law, I ask? Nonsense. If you think Britain can ask you to jail me and you jail me, you are dreaming. You are dreaming. I'm telling you that you are dreaming.
Now, a couple of persons have said that Nnamdi Kanu ought not to have reacted like that in court or addressed the court in such a manner, and the fact that he supposedly made statements against the court. And in the court premises as well, there was a DSS operative who was coming to get him, and he pushed him and said, "Do not try it. Do not come near me." A couple of persons felt like the psychological, impact of his consistent incarceration may be a factor to this. This is not the first time Nnamdi Kanu has vituperated in court like this. We're going to be looking into that as well. There are also talks that Mr. Peter will be intends to disclose the political party he'll be joining after the Anambra elections. You recall that 2 months ago, we heard that in November, he will tell us the political party he decides or intends to belong to. A couple of persons have said that the opposition have decided to be quiet and not act firm. A couple of persons have said the president is very lucky that the opposition is not milking the situation to supposedly adulterate the efficacy of his government. A couple of persons also feel that the opposition have been stifled to the point that if they say anything, they could be termed to be treasonous to bring down the government, whereby they now refer to 2013, 2014, with the protests that took place in Lagos against former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, specifically the height of insecurity with the abduction of Chibok girls, and obviously asking that there should be no fuel subsidy imposed. Now, a narrative about the government of the day that all the obligations of Jonathan's government that they despised and they opposed is exactly what they are implementing at this time. So the big question is, what changed? Was it a political agenda against the government of Jonathan? And how come that same political agenda is not what is being applied to supposedly make the government of the day be in tandem with what they had disclosed to Nigerians that they would do as an alternate to what Jonathan was doing then? Ladies and gentlemen, I have Mr. Lawal Ekundayo right here in the studio. He is joining us this Friday. It's just both of us. We'll just speak briefly, open the phone lines so we can all educate ourselves. We can give ourselves particular reactions to these issues, and you can share your experiences as well. Mr. Lawal Ekundayo, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening.
How are you?
Not bad. We give glory to God.
We give glory to God.
Not too bad.
Oh, really? Did you eat beans today? Did you eat beans today?
You have beans.
So now, welcome. I'm sure you heard the intro. You heard all the list. You heard everything. You heard what the BBC disclosed as well. The unfortunate thing about what the BBC said is they may not be far, they may not be completely wrong. But the same BBC did an expose 3 years ago or 4 years ago, the BBC African Eye, exposing the complicity of Boko Haram. They went into the enclave of Boko Haram. It was a huge documentary. Buhari's government at the time opposed what BBC did. I remember the governor of Kaduna State, now El Rufai, also chastised the BBC for reeling out the information that they did. In one of the interviews with BBC African Eye, they told us, or the insurgents told the BBC presenter or the person who compiled the documentary, the one who was asking the question, that they have top government agents who give them information. They share the proceeds with these guys. They even give them leak information on locations of our Nigerian military. Sometimes they set trap for the Nigerian military before they get there. Sometimes after the Nigerian military gets intel, before they get to the location, the ISWAP members, the terrorists have left the place. Sometimes they tell them the strategic locations they route them out, which informs some of the killings in some of the barracks, which the US government has also confirmed. So what happened with the BBC between then and now to make it seem as if they talk about the genocide and insecurity in Nigeria is not data that the American government have had for quite a while?
See, one thing is this. When you say international community, there are two words there, international and community. Community means a group of people living together, sharing common things, isn't it? International means that group of people, some are located far away from you. So as they are together with you, they are also far away. As they are far away, they are together. What it means is that despite the fact that they are far away, they can see everything that you are doing. They can see what you are. So if you lie, you make a mess of yourself. That is what is happening with Nigeria, because the information is over there. They see the video and somebody said it's a propaganda. When you see the video, I mean, and then you say it's a, then somebody will listen to you, see you as maybe something is wrong with your brain.
Okay.
You understand that something you have enough evidence to prove to it, and you are saying that it's a propaganda, it's a CIA something, then they'll be looking at you as. That's why Trump said what he said, because he has seen so much evidence. It's not even Trump. So all over the world they are seeing it. What about Dubai? Did Dubai not give us names of sponsors of terrorists in Nigeria here? So Dubai too is CIA, or Dubai is Trump. That send that name. He send a list of the names to Nigeria. Is that not true? So Dubai is also Trump. And so many other countries like that. Europe. Say it. Even Niger said he's going to send names. Is it not true?
Yeah.
Even Niger here, Niger country in Africa here, close by us here, said he has names of Nigerian sponsors, politicians sponsoring these terrorists, and they are going to release those names. So which, out of all the people I've mentioned, where is Trump all over the place? Trump is the one in Niger. Trump is the one in UAE. Trump is the one in Saudi that refused Gumi to enter their land. They sent him back. The whole ambassador of Nigeria, they sent him back.
Okay.
So are all these countries also America? Are they Trump? You get what I'm saying? So let you know that it's not Trump that started this thing. Others have been saying it now. Niger said it. UAE said it. Saudi also did his own. So Trump coming up now, what about the other ones that have been saying it? Trump has not said anything since now. He just said his own recently. What about the others that have been saying their own? Why are you not mentioning them? You could say Niger is propaganda, they are lying. It's a CIA. You could say that which one? The other ones are also CIA, or maybe they are also Trump or working for Trump. Because I don't know, when the truth is open, Nigerians are so good, you know, so dull in brain that you
not all Nigerians.
no, because this represent us. These are the narrative now.
No, it's politics.
That's see, whether you paint it politics or not, these people speaks for us. You get what I'm saying? So when they speak for us, this is what people listen to. You have your representative and he speaks. He's speaking for you. And then the person is talking to look at it and see that it's a pure lie. He will look at all of you now.
Sure.
That's what is happening. So now let's come back to America. Some people say, America went to Afghanistan. We didn't see anything. America went to Libya. America went to whatever. Have you forgotten what happened to the Trade Center, World Trade Center? The World Trade Center was bombed by the terrorists.
Yeah.
And America was angry. They wanted a revenge, a blood. And they went after these countries because they supported these terrorists that bombed their country. America said, if you kill one, America will come for you. It's only Nigeria that will keep quiet. That is the way our own leaders treat us. It's different. But their own, they will come out. That is why they went after those people. But do you know that America is in so many countries in this world, and those countries are doing very well? They are in Saudi, they are in UAE, they are in Taiwan, they are in Germany. They have their armies in Germany. They have so many. They were the one who liberated China in 1945 when Japan when Japan conquered China during the Second World War. They were the one who liberated China. The same America. So that I'm just using that to clarify people, because people begin to use those three countries as a yardstick to say, hey, no, this one are evil, they are coming. What about the other countries that are doing well? What about the Middle East? There are so many countries in what about Kuwait? Was it not America that liberated Kuwait from Saddam Hussein? So you can see when you talk, the truth are there. Now Trump said, I am coming against the terrorists. He didn't say I'm coming to invade Nigeria. He said terrorists. He didn't use the word Nigeria. Did he use the word Nigeria there? Did He didn't say I'm coming to attack Nigeria. He said I am coming to attack the terrorists. He said terrorists. The country. Okay, look at Nigeria now. Look at Nigerian government.
Yeah.
You said these terrorists overwhelm your military. You are now negotiating with them because the only reason why you are negotiating with them because you have been overwhelmed. Is that not it? You only negotiate when you are losing. So the terrorists have shown that they are more powerful than the Nigerian military. That's why the government is negotiating with them. That is the practical truth. Now somebody now said, I want to come and bomb. I want to come and deal with this terrorist.
Yeah.
And then you are now fighting the person that wants to come and assist you to deal with this terrorist that has overwhelmed you. And that is the same person you are fighting. The question is, does it not show that you are working with the terrorist? Because if you have an enemy and the enemy is overpowering you and somebody wants to come from outside to help you fight the enemy, will you not be happy with the person that is coming in?
That's why we're here, Mr. Lawa. We need to straighten. We need to clear out. There's a deliberate misconception of the whole thing, and some persons are doing what you call ethnic baiting. So ever since this whole situation with Trump, that he said what he said, there have been a deliberate twisting of the facts.
And he keeps using the word invade. He wants to invade Nigeria. He wants to
Yes.
invade.
So-
you should know we are
so
sovereign state. We are.
you're making it seem as if they want to invade, and people who are jubilating and happy about it
God.
are people from a certain region who want to burn down their country. How?
No.
Where did Trump say he wants to invade Nigeria? And what he did was to call out certain persons of concern. They said Miete Katauhaure and some traditional clerics, some leaders who they consider to be involved in this. In fact, one of the let me even tell you the origin of this thing. In 2013, 2014, it was the APC themselves who told the US government by giving them data of the atrocities of Christian genocide under the leadership of Jonathan. That was one of the strong footmats they used in removing the red carpet from Jonathan's feet. That's one. They brought in US Secretary of State at the time, John Kerry. They were the ones that processed the whole thing. You saw the hashtag Bring Back Our Girls from Barack Obama to the wife and all the Nollywood actors and actresses.
Even Biden
Social
was there.
media was agog. The first term of President Donald Trump, he actually ascribed Nigeria as a country of particular concern. At that time, we did not have President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president. They already had their data. After that period, when Joe Biden came back, he was the one who upturned it. Now, there were expectations that from the first time of Trump, the Nigerian government would have been able to eradicate insecurity and stop acting like they have any form of complicity in it, but it did not happen. Now, the recent events have been ongoing. Residents in Benue, people from Benue State who are resident in America, that is some Nigerians in diaspora, beyond what a couple of persons are tagging it, have been writing several petitions. Let me play one of the Yawata persons who actually told us that there are traditional leaders involved in this. Traditional leaders in this community who liaise with these terrorists to create this pervasion of injustice. Let me play his voice because it was a recent interview, so you understand the perspective and where this is coming from, because we don't want the propaganda or narrative to continue anymore.
Like to hear in Nigeria when they begin to say, "Oh, Trump has some misleading information," and all these other blabs. We, the survivors, we, the witnesses, we were the ones who petitioned this matter. A lot of them in government, in the federal government, amongst many governors of the core north, amongst many traditional rulers, and the sponsors of this jihad. America did not so motto in law, that is on your own, on their own, stand up to say they are going to fight this issue in Nigeria. No, it is Nigerians that begged for help. I included. I wrote to Ted Cruz. I wrote to Senator James Langford, the senior senator from Oklahoma. They've been pursuing this even that week before Trump designated Nigeria, elevated Nigeria's status to that of a country of particular concern. He did that last Friday. On Tuesday, I already knew about it. But these people have more intel than even Nigerian government have themselves. I'm telling you because I've related with these people. Their intelligence, it is from these people that I even begin to know stories about Nigeria that I never knew. These people are the owners of the technology we use. Today, you'll be talking to me, we will be talking straight away. You say, "Oh, let's talk on WhatsApp, because you feel that you want to talk through an encrypted platform." But these are the people that own it. So it's not encrypted to them. You say, "Oh, let's talk through Facebook Messenger because it's encrypted." It's not encrypted to them. So me as a victim from Yerwata, my own land, my own ancestral land, They've been killing almost every week, every 2 weeks. The difference between what happened on June 13 and 14, the massacre of about 278 people, was because of just the sheer size, the sheer number. But we've lived with it for the past 10 years. That every week they will go, they will kill 10 of our people, they will kill 8, they will kill 13. And let me tell you the extent of government complicity in this.
You don't hear us so. Because
So this was from Don Azar. Again, like I said, he said that there are complicities from the Nigerian government, from our security structure. There is a porosity, there is a leak. I'm very happy that the Chief of Air Force recently, while he was talking to his men, said the president has given a directive. Work has commenced. And the president himself as well made that statement today. We're expecting to see action from the president. It's very important that the president backs up his words with action so that Nigerians can trust that the government indeed has their interests at heart. But Mr. Lawal, did the Nigerian government need Trump's threats to become active?
No, Trump did not threaten Nigerian government.
I didn't
He
say,
offered.
You listen to, let's not point
Yes.
his words that he said. He
Yes.
directed his statement to the Nigerian government.
He said if they don't take yes, that
so
if
which is a threat. Supposedly,
no.
Hold on. It's a threat. And there's no how you want to look at it, with your permission or not. I will come and rout out those guys. If you refuse to deliberately do what you're supposed to do, which is your responsibility as a government to take care of your people, we will help you do it. And they reeled out methods through which they intend to do it, because these people have called for our help, and we cannot allow Christians to continue to be murdered. Now, the tag of the government about Christian genocide is what the government doesn't like, specifically those who are in the north, especially Muslims who are victims of the radicalization of these individuals, and those who have refused to join, who have been part of this outrageous killings. So the government is trying to say it is not a Christian genocide, and there's a misinterpretation that they want to come and create division and cause religious war. How is Trump wanting to do the needful if you feel you do not have what it takes to do the needful, trying to cause a religious war? I want to understand.
I don't. Because even if Trump, his information is not, everything is not completely, straight, then you straighten it for him, because he wants to help. He wants to help, and you need his help. Then whatever you think you need, this thing is not totally about Christian. No, it also affects some other religion. No, even people who are traditional are affected. For example, the one that's happening in Kwara. You get. So now with those one happening in Kwara now, we say, it's beyond that. It's total. And the guy Trump will know that. Okay, it's more than that. So what should I do now? We want you to route them out take them as completely terrorists. Don't designate them on one area, put them together as people against Nigeria, and then go and route them out. That's okay. It's happening all over the world. Okay, in some African countries, they even invited mercenaries from Russia, the Wagner. They invited them group to come and assist them. They are from Russia. So many like that. There was a time Jonathan used mercenaries from South Africa. He didn't even use American mercenaries at all. And it worked. Even Russia is using fighters from South Korea to assist. So it goes all over. You need assistance. Across board, everybody is assisting everybody. That is why they call it international community. So for our government, I say, no, we are sovereign. No. Sovereign on what? That people are dying and you are calling yourself sovereign. Sovereign over ordinary land? Is it not you are sovereign over people? Are you not ruling over people? Are you ruling over land? You are ruling over and the people are dying, and you are telling us that people want to have the children come. We are sovereign nation. What makes you sovereign nation? Bloodshed, death of your citizens, innocent citizens, where criminals move all over the place freely, and you are negotiating with them. And the killers, the people they kill, the victims, see you negotiating with them, giving them money, sending them abroad, redrafting them back to the military, into the community. They become richer after killing people, committing murder, genocide. They come back and become richer because you settle them with money, you give them land. They now live among the victims. How will the victims feel? They'll be telling the victims, what do you see now? We even came out better. So you can now see what exactly is going on. So what I'm trying to say is that They should stop twisting things. These terrorists have shown clearly that they have overwhelmed the government. So the government needs assistance. We've all seen that. They need that. So wherever you want Trump to assist you, you tell him, this thing is beyond this. So we need your intelligence, we need your mercenaries, so we need your marine to work together with our own people. And this, how do we clean the moles from the military? Or you will just give you some certain areas to help us with, and then everything will be fine. Because Nigerians are the victims. That's the thing. And the victims cry out. People in pains cry out. Yeah. That is what we're feeling. People in pains cry out. And I don't know what is going on. I don't understand. So it gives me headache when I see some people, when they speak, some people say it's a propaganda. And I sit down. I say, because it has not happened to you. If you have a child that has been kidnapped and they told you to go and bring 50 million, and they collect 50 million and still kill the child, you will not be talking the way you are talking, because you have not been a victim. That is why you are talking this way. Somebody was inside a grave crying with over 200 people ready to be buried, and they showed you video of their faces. You are telling me it's propaganda. Something is wrong with us in Nigeria here. I will say we should unite. How do you unite? Somebody is crying and somebody is saying that cry, that tears in your eyes is a propaganda. How do you feel with that? You will be able to work with that person. Are you not supposed to be sympathetic? And they said it's propaganda.
Well, according to Sheikh Gumi, he said when he ventured into the forest to understand the roots of banditry and the true nature of what they were facing, he said he met teenagers with strangers to education and with sophisticated weapons, and they were driven by drugs. That as a former military officer, he knows the strength of our armed forces, but he also knows that they cannot win a war against people who have nothing to lose, that they are not civilized men. He says they have been corrupted by external influences, stripped of meaning and robbed of the very sense of life itself. That history has shown that no one truly wins against such despair. Such battles only multiply the ruins. That was when he realized the real mission, to make them human again, to give them a purpose worth living for. That's what Sheikh Gumi said. And that is why he urged them to lay down their arms, that he built schools for them with people to guide them. And during every Ramadan lecture, a Fulani scholar would speak to them in their own tongue, teaching them morality, compassion, and the sanctity of human life. In his conviction is the only path forward. That when you do not hold the monopoly of arms, war is not the answer. The North will not become a slaughterhouse. Nigeria will not become another Gaza, and we will tend to our wounds, rise from them, and move forward by the will of God. That at least he has done his share in trying to bring lasting peace in his land, risking his life and that of those he cares about, while others sit cowardly at the comfort of their homes. That God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That's Murphy Dr. Ahmed Abubakar Mahmoud Gumi.
See the way you even pronounce the name. It's sweet in your mouth.
I know, it's house personal.
Now, someone has committed murder. And the best way you can do to that person, to help the person, is to talk nicely to the person, tell the person not to do it again, and then try to rehabilitate the person. You settle the person with some money, and then what have you done? One, you have told the person to go back and do it again. Second, you have telling others that if they do the same thing, nothing will happen to them. They will come out, unscathed. They will come out, richer. That's what you have just told them. Right. Now, first, there must be justice. That's what they call justice. Okay. The person that has been wronged must be compensated. There must be justice. Then, after that, you now talk about reconciliation. But has there been justice? That is the question. No. Because you can't tell me somebody who has lost his loved ones, the best way you can do to the person who has killed his own loved one is to rehabilitate the person, give that person special money, give them so that will not do it again. Doesn't make sense.
Short break, Mr. Lawal, and then the program continues. This is VOP 903 FM. My name is Esther Wachuku. You've been listening to Mr. Lawal Ekandaya. This is a program called The Evening Rush. We'll take a very short break very quickly, and we'll be right back.
Customer, welcome. What you want buy?
I wan buy changeover cutout fuse and distribution board made of 100% heavy duty copper.
Oh, come, I get am. See am here.
No, now I'm looking for Slatter Star J cutout fuse and distribution board, Nipo cutout fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller and solar panel.
But Oga,
Don't worry, I know where to get them. Whether na Star J changeover cutout fuse, Slatter distribution board, Nipo cutout fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller and solar panel, Star J ceiling fan, sockets, all earthen materials. Make you no go do cover wise pan foolish o. Slatter Star J Indian product na #1 since 1961. Made of 100% heavy duty solid copper with no compromise. Available in all leading electrical shops nationwide. Slatter Star J na you Pico.
Ali Marshall Lagos. Get ready for a transformative experience as EOM Eric Altobel Ministry present Face to Face with God Conference, the Nigeria edition, on Sunday 9th November 2025 by 4 p.m. sharp at the Power World Triumphant Church Auditorium, 1 Iwenla Street, Pap Bus Stop, Ikotu Idim Road, Ikotu, Lagos, Nigeria. Theme: Lose Him and Let Him Go. A divine moment where hearts will burn again with the fire of the Spirit and lives transformed forever. Featuring the powerful ministration of the host, Prophet Dr. Eric Altobel, worship leaders Oluchi Gold and Henry Wabudo, and other anointed servants of God. Expect miracles, captives set free, the lame will walk, the blind will see, and destinies realigned with God's purpose. Don't come alone. Invite family and friends, because every second will draw you closer to the reality of the power of God.
Testimonies everywhere around.
Welcome back. This is still the Evening Rush right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Esther Wachuku and I have Mr. Lawal Ekundare right here in the studio. Mr. Lawal, we were discussing before we went on the break based on what Sheikh Gumi said, and you were talking about the fact that what about those who became victims? What justice was preferred? For them, there was no justice provided. So the people were killed, no justice provided. But instead of providing justice, you're reintegrating, refurbishing, taking care of and rehabilitating the persons the criminals who did what they did. Now, the American government is talking about blasphemy laws. Let's look at how the court had declared Nigeria's blasphemy laws and that they violate international human rights standards. The ECOWAS Community Court of Justice had delivered a landmark ruling against blasphemy laws in Nigeria, declaring certain provisions of the Kano State Penal Code and the Kano State Sharia Penal Law, that is of 2000, and they considered it incompatible with international human rights standards, particularly the right to freedom of expression. The judgment was issued on April 9, which follows years of growing concerns over the misuse of blasphemy laws to justify mob killings and state-sanctioned punishments, most often targeting religious minorities, especially Christians. Okay, this was in April 14, 2025, which was released by the ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African States. Now, the court declared that Section 210 of the Kano State Penal Code and Section 382 subsection B of the Kano State Sharia Penal Code Law of 2000 violates Nigeria's obligations under Article 9 subsection 2 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, okay, which guarantees the right to free expression. It further ordered the federal government of Nigeria to repeal or amend these legal provisions and other similar laws to comply with its international obligations. The judgment was delivered by a judicial panel consisting of Honorable Justice Ricardo Claudio Montero Conclave, who was a presiding judge, and Honorable Justice Sengu Mohammed Koroma, member Honorable Justice Dukpe Atoki, Judge Repertoire. All right, the ruling comes against the backdrop of increasing attacks on Christians accused of blasphemy across Nigeria. One of the most horrifying examples remains the brutal killing of Deborah Emmanuel Yakubu, a Christian student of Shehu Shagari College of Education in Sokoto, who was stoned and burned to death by her classmates in May 2022. Her only crime was posting a WhatsApp message perceived as insulting to Islam. Despite widespread condemnation, no one has been held accountable for her murder. In Bauchi State, another Christian woman, Rhoda Jetau, a health worker, was arrested and detained in May 2022 after she posted a video condemning Deborah's murder. Rhoda spent more than 18 months in prison without trial before her recent release, showcasing the state's complicity in criminalizing free speech while emboldening mob violence against Christians. Other mob actions against Christians include the lynching of Gideon Akaluka in Kano in 1994 by a mob that stormed a police cell and beheaded him. The burning alive of Christian traders in Niger State accused of blasphemy in 2016. In 2023, an entire Christian family in Kaduna State was targeted after a false allegation of blasphemy against their teenage son on Facebook. So according to Amnesty International Nigeria, at least 91 people have been victims of mob action under a religious pretext between 2017 and 2024, most of whom were Christians or from religious minority groups.
Now, there are two things there. The first one is the jungle justice. The second one is the fundamental human right law that says that freedom of free hearing. Everybody is entitled to free hearing. Free hearing means that at least you will allow you to speak your own side of the matter before you are being judged. But jungle justice means that you are not allowed to speak your mind before you are being lynched. And then now is that jungle justice part of that law? That is, I'm talking about the Sharia law. Is jungle justice part of it? Because what they did to that Deborah was jungle justice. She was not allowed a free hearing. She was not allowed to go to court and say her own side of the story. So that before she will now judge, she was now being judged by the law that is on ground, that is Sharia. They didn't allow that. They lynched her at that moment, they stoned her, they recorded it, they killed her, set her on fire. Which law in Sharia allowed that? Let's face it. Which law? Now, if they do not condone that, they will have arrested those who did it.
Would you say the problem is on how the teachings are conducted? Because there's a way you teach people about certain things and conduct that they grew up with.
See, leader.
Could it be the teachings to these young persons? Because the way it is practiced there is different from the way it is practiced here. Here, people are free to
You
practice.
even say here, out of Nigeria, go to Saudi, whether you come across things like this. Go to Middle East, go to the Eastern, where they are even Muslim countries. See whether things where they have done something like this last. That we are doing it in Nigeria. Somebody will say, okay, speak against my religion. Next, you are stoning the person, you kill the person, you burn it, and everything is fine. You are gone. Why? Because of now, if you do that because of your religion, definitely somebody else can do it to you because of your religion. But those other person will immediately be arrested and prosecuted immediately. But when it comes to the other side, no, they leave it like that. That is the problem. That's what we face. Now, that's why I said this thing they did to Deborah and so many others that you have mentioned, will regard to it as jungle justice, because you didn't allow the person a fair hearing. At least, even if it's Sharia you are using, the person must be in court, and then they will present the law of the Sharia that the person has violated, and then they will speak. But they don't do that.
Even when you go to, remember Sunday Jackson? Despite how he described the scenario, they still actually sentenced him to death. So
you can even if you sentence, you can appeal until you get to Supreme Court, where the real constitution will now be used. But the thing is this: now, this is education, like you said, is very fundamental. The teacher is seen as somebody who is in custody of the knowledge and is telling you the way it's supposed to be done. Now, this is the problem. Now, these students that killed Deborah using jungle justice, they were students in a college of education. That means they will graduate. They will now start teaching some other students somewhere else the way they're supposed to behave. This way they have behaved is the way they will teach those students. That means one person out of all those students that killed her will teach that thing to thousands of students as a way to behave. Before you know, the whole thing will spread. That is what is causing all these things. Now, that is why it keeps spreading. It keeps spreading because there's no way by which you curb it. The same thing we are talking about these terrorists too. They do it, you let them go. They are fine. Others will copy them and they will do it because they see that there's no sanction. Nothing. And that is why it continues like that. It's like students who cheat in WAEC. If a one student cheat and know that it's not sanctioned, the next year half of the students that will cheat because they say that somebody got away with it. That's the way it's supposed to be. Right. They'll start doing it.
The fundamental of our conversation today was to adequately educate ourselves, and we're going to open the phone lines right now. Then you can tell us your own input, share your own experience, educate us further. Nobody actually has the autonomy of knowledge. We're all knowledgeable persons with our extensive research. For some persons, they can share from their experience. For some persons, they have worked in regions like this, so they can give us intimate knowledge of how things go on here, and then we can know which is misinterpretation, disinformation, misinformation from the truth. That's what we have here. I would implore my fellow Nigerians, please do not get into this whole political shenanigan ongoing. We are one Nigerian. That's what we're supposed to preach. We've stayed this long together at this point in time. Let's work together. Do not fall prey to all of the political narratives and ethnic baiting going out there. It's wrong. It's terrible. I would have thought that the APC, as a political party in charge, would supposedly infuse their data boys with information to call for unity and not disintegration or hate or hatred or another ethnic cleansing or genocide like what transpired in 1967. They're really doing something very dangerous using social media, and it's heartbreaking that the DSS is not doing anything about it because these are data boys working or supposedly soliciting for the current government in power. The number to call is 08036929933, 08036929933. The WhatsApp number is 0817 1756338, 0817 That's a WhatsApp number. And then the number to call is 08036929933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. Welcome. What's your name?
I'm Samuel Emmanuel. I'm calling from Ikorodu.
Mr. Samuel, welcome, sir. Happy Friday.
Thank you. God bless you as well. Please, my own contribution to this matter is concerning the president, which is the world president, which is Donald Trump. I'm not saying that what he said is bad in order to assist Nigeria. Fine. We all know that we need support and we need assistance. First of all, every family, every leader may be bad people in a community or in a society. In a society, that our leaders, they know who are the terrorists, they know who are the bad people in the community. So, family, I am not saying that we should support, but we should allow Africa to face their own challenges. The whole world, we all have challenges. Even in his own country, people will have his own challenge. He is not yet settled with his own people completely. Now coming down to Africa. We should allow Africa to face their own challenges. That is my own contribution. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. 08036929933. That's the number. Hello, good evening. Please turn down the volume of your radio, I beg you. Hello?
Yeah, good evening.
Please turn down the volume of your radio. Turn it off completely. Hello?
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you.
I want to contribute on my own.
What's your name?
Emeka from Uganda.
Emeka from Igondo.
Yes. Do you know
what?
American said that they will come to fight terrorism in Nigeria. What is our own? Is it not to come and help us? Are they coming to carry oil? Are they coming to carry our property? Not maybe to fight the terrorists that is fighting us. Please, I don't understand. I don't understand, please.
All right. Thank you very much.
That's my mistake.
Okay. Well, they said if the government doesn't do something about the killings of Christian genocide, that is a Christian genocide according to how they termed it, that they would invade with their military airstrikes. Now, what the Nigerian government is not appreciative of is the term invade. You cannot invade a sovereign nation. You are not allowed to just do that without having to consult with the government, especially if they do not give you permission. And so the Nigerian government is saying, do not intimidate us. We can look at other channels of handling this matter. But again, there's the duplicity that a couple of Nigerians are calling out the government on concerning their disposition towards handling the insecurity in Nigeria. That's basically what it means. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Esther.
How are you?
I'm fine. My idea of calling from Sango.
Edward from Sango.
Yeah, I greet you,
Thank you very much, sir. Please go ahead.
See, what is my own here is that these people, because you see, it's not now that we have been calling government to intervene in all these things. So if they use that one as another propaganda, it will not hold water. And they know that if they want to use resistance in America, because they don't know the pressure, how people pressurize America for America to have that kind of intention. So my advice for them is they're supposed to hold meeting with America. If you are coming, please, we don't want this airstrike to be killing our people. Use the highest technology you have to feed these people out. Because we see how much they are using to rehabilitate bandits. This is our money. And bandits, what are they doing? I want our lawyers, our judges, to interpret what we call collecting people's property or landed property. I think it is trespassing. We are not even talking, we are just talking on criminal aspect that is killing people, but in terms of taking property by force from their owner, the judges knows the implication. So all these things, Nigeria have been crying. Even when Nigeria come out for protest, they will judge them, put underage. Many injuries happen in this country. What I want the president to do is to come to national broadcast and bring out, let him hear from 36 states of the nation to know whether is he governing very well or not. Because all this propaganda, the time of propaganda is now over. This is where America wants to sell lives and property, which our government failed to do. So there's no too much story on it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. The number to call is 08036929933. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Esther.
Good evening, sir. How are you, sir? Welcome.
I'm fine. How about you?
I do. You see me for a year. I do, yeah.
Yeah, but I want to ask a question.
All right, go.
Whenever you invite your guests, I do hear them one after the other, and they're telling you out of their whole heart that this country is no longer what they expected, and things are going wrong. Like the other day, one man called from Kano, the man really condemned the whole thing. Even gonna hear that tell you that there is Christian genocide. And so as well, a man called yesterday from Ogun State, he said from Anambra, one soldier like that, if you are begging him. Now at the same time, the man really tell you how his heart also all about the what is going on in Nigeria. This thing now is like you yourself, are you trying to understand these people, or are you trying to make them to understand you? If all of us are making them crying together, then we should cry against our government. that our government is not doing good. People outside are saying that government is not good. People inside are saying that government is not good. Why is it that most of things that they continue to turn it until things become weak? No, maybe for example now, not everybody gives advice. Anybody that want to do something will go ahead and do it, and people will see the action of what you do. But when you begin to collect advice from everybody, then you will be weak. You cannot able to do anything any longer. Nigerian government are frustrating the people action. They are frustrating people action with one manner of nonsense they are saying. This is the day America make this statement debate. You can understand me. You understand? So Nigerians are frustrating this matter. They don't want this to continue. They don't want that to stop. They want it to continue. I know you watch videos how these people look like. If you do stay with Hausa people, Hausa is different from Fulani. Men Hausa is different from Fulani. But to be frank with you, if you see these people, they don't tolerate any excuse. Any theater something they don't kill, they don't slaughter, they don't drop. Which no Christian, even you as a Christian, cannot even use your eye to see where are killing people. Stop it of you being the one killing people. So think about it, my dear. Think about it. Your grace always making a point. Can we see ourselves being liberated from this nonsense? Can we see ourselves in the morning, the same thing with the Kamejube, in the evening, with the same thing with you? Then, story, making the thing get weak day by day. How we are going to liberate it from this nonsense? If so, let us divide this country. Everybody go. I support the division.
No, don't ask for that.
I know you will not affect it, but we are trying to one Nigeria, but now that one Nigeria is not working.
Well, the government has promised us that they intend to work on
this. Their promise is nothing.
Let's
see. How long? During the time of the do you know what happened? They started by putting bomb under barrel when you want to buy light or want to buy anything. The bomb will blow. Look at how that is started. Till date, time of the good luck Jonathan. Till date, they are still killing people. Now there are many families has walked away from this surface of Nigeria because of Boko Haram. Think about it, my dear. Think about it. I don't believe arguing on something, every argument on something that is real. People will continue to see it as real, others are seeing it as argument.
All right, thank you.
God bless.
Thank you. Like I said, the reason why I brought up this conversation, I know that we've been talking about this, and I told you yesterday that the information keeps evolving. So any reaction from the Nigerian government or any more update from the US government, our job here is to talk about it and understand what it means. What will be the advantage? What will be the consequence? That's what we're trying to break down here. And I remember telling you, if you joined us from the beginning, that it is high time we tell ourselves the truth, regardless of our political affiliation, religious or ethnic affiliation. That is very important that we, as one, tell ourselves the truth. We can go back home and go back to your different political ideologies and all of that. But we as a nation, we're here together now. So the truth is the only thing that can set us free and make us move forward. And so whether you're an APC supporter, you know the truth. Call the government and say, please, you need to do better. That's all. There's no need to start ethnic baiting, ethnic raging, calling for genocidal incitements. It's terrible. And you don't know what you're using these data boys to do and the consequences of some of these things you're doing. It's dangerous. And it's quite unfortunate that law enforcement monitor these things and they keep mute just because they are data boys of the day. All right. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello?
What? Good evening, Esther.
Yeah. Hey, turn down the volume of your radio, okay? Have you?
My name is Listen. Yeah.
Yes. What's your name, sir?
Listen.
You haven't turned down the volume of your radio. Hello? Alright, please kindly do that and call back. 080-3692-9933. 080-3692-9933. The WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome. What's your name, please?
My name is Dele from Ejigbo.
Dele from Ejigbo.
Yes.
Alright, please speak up so we can hear you well, Dele.
You see issue of this Boko Haram. They are on mission. They are on big mission. And their mission is to target is on Christian, mainly to a big Christian purpose of this land, our Nigeria. And this mission they have, the reason doing this thing according to the order of their God.
But the Islamic clerics have said that's not true, that Islam does not preach such radicalism.
Because they are true. They are claiming Islam is the religion of peace. But if according, I can put it, if I can have one of you, even whether you or can be phone number so that I may explain this thing properly. It's even according to the Quran. This thing they are doing, they are just like a ceremony. They are just like a ceremony cast for Islam in order to hijack all religions to call people together. Any religion that is not a religion, they eradicate them and make the religion of Allah, Islam of Allah only. I'm telling you, they are just like a cast for tirelessly doing so, tirelessly the religion of Allah to say. These people, those people that are backing them, giving them shelter, placing them, giving them hospitalizing them, providing for them. I'm telling you, it's according to her Quran. Everything they are doing for them has been isolation in this country. According to her Quran, they are helping them according to her Quran. All this one around you, at the back of the house, at the back of all this, there, you must everywhere, praying every day. All these ones there, I'm telling you, they are afraid, they are scared. They cannot do what they are doing. And I'm telling you, this one, all this around, I can say that they are the way, they are following they are following their prophet, Prophet Muhammad. It's what they ask from their prophet Muhammad.
Okay, thank you very much. I think to have better context, I would try to invite a cleric either on Sunday or on Tuesday, so some context are provided, so we don't just make certain statements. There are some people who find succor with their religion. They believe in it. Like I said, everywhere and everything and every set of people, there are extremists who use religion to perpetrate evil. And these persons are not Muslims. They are extremists using the cover of Islam to practice mayhem, because we've seen some other persons that we live peacefully with here who practice Islam. So again, we'll bring an Islamic cleric to give us context to this. Hello, good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, is that VOP?
Yes, sir. It's VOP, sir. Welcome.
Okay, I'm Ivo calling from Ogun State.
All right, welcome, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, please. There's something I wanted to say. I remember before this president get to office, there was a day he went to one state too, where they killed these Fulani people. They killed one of the daughter of the Yoruba prominent person.
Okay,
I remember. Yes,
Buhari's administration.
Yes.
During Buhari's administration, yeah.
Yes. You see what the man, you see what this president said there. He was asking him. He now said, if the Fulani, where is the cow? What a statement. Talking like an Anambra. He said it there, where is the cow? Then again, there is this station here in Lagos, this Nigeria Info. Because people are talking of propaganda of a thing that the US was saying. There is this one of one of the journalists at Nigeria Info, they call him Sheriff. He also said that is a propaganda. He also said it. It's a propaganda. He said it was it 3 weeks ago. He sat with Sandra and all of those guys then. They are analyzing it. And he now said it is a propaganda. I was shocked. Somebody like that saying something like that. That's all what I can say.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you. It's not propaganda about insecurity in Nigeria at all. It's not propaganda. It's the truth. Like I said, we need to face the truth. We need to call out these ills so that we can move forward. It's vital. There's too much polarization in the country, and it's not good. Because we're all going through the same issues. So why can't we just say the truth to ourselves and let's be able to thrive? I beg, to suffer don't too much. You go suffer, you can't die again. Why? 00369299933. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello. All right. 08036929933. That's the number to call. Hello. Good evening. How are you? Turn down the volume of your radio, please. Turn it down. Hello.
Sorry, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome. What's your name, please?
Hello, can you hear me?
Very well. Accurately. What's your name?
Okay. This is Marshall. I'm calling from Ikeja. Please, I want to just find out or ask the trip that we heard that President Tinubu went or was scheduled to go. I don't know what was the outcome.
The trip.
I've not heard anything about that.
You mean the trip? Hello?
Hello?
Did you say the trip?
He said yes, trip.
Did you say trip?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that was Daniel Bwala in a haste speaking to defend or something. But the president is not having any trip. Maybe at some point he would go, or they would have a phone call, but that was Daniel Bwala's hasty way of responding when there was a lot of backlash on the government aids to react to the issue. So the president is not doing that, but he's going to be attending, I think, a G20 summit. I don't know if he has traveled already for that. In South Africa, yes. So that was what they said. They said he had decided to go for the summit first before Trump, but that was not the reality on ground. I think Dan Obalo spoke in a... Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello.
Good evening, Mr. Machugu.
Good evening. How are you, sir? Welcome. Zeren Nadi.
I can hear you, eh?
I can hear you, Zeren Nadi. Hello, I can hear you. Go ahead. Okay. Please, when you call on WhatsApp, tell us your name, where you're calling from. We can hear you. All right? We can hear you appropriately. Like, we can hear you very well. 08036929933. That's the number to call. Okay? 08036929933. And the WhatsApp number is 0817-1756338. Hello, good evening. How are you? Turn the volume of your radio, please.
Okay, hello.
Good evening, sir. Welcome. What's your name?
My name is Abichi.
Abichi, from where, sir?
I'm calling from Sunlight Town.
All right, go ahead, sir.
I think the problem we have in this country is that we are not sincere to ourselves. People who want to say the truth are not saying the truth because of one thing or the other. Tribalism, religions, sentiments, and making people that are supposed to speak, and they're not speaking. We have men of God in this country, we have people in this country, but they decide to be silent. And Nigerians are suffering. People are suffering. People are going through problems. People are going through pains. You know, people are going through pain. So Nigeria will now realize when another country will begin to tell us what we are not doing right. And instead of us to admit what we are doing and make sure things are done in a proper way, we are there accusing somebody that said the thing, Trump said this, Trump said that, Trump said this. I don't think it's going to help our country. Let's be realistic and let us be saying the truth. Because God is watching everybody. Christians are being killed in this nation. There are genocide. I think I will say that. A lot of times you hear people killed in Plateau, killed in Benue, killed in their hundreds. How do we define a genocide? You know? And these things are talking about somebody in somewhere defending. What are you defending? And let's say the truth is only the truth will set us free. Nigerians are going through hell. It's only the truth will set us free. And if the government of the day cannot be able to handle the situation, they can resign, they can back up. They must not rule Nigeria and rule Nigeria to destruction. I mean, they can decide to quit and let people that feel they can be able to handle these things come on board. So that is all I want to say this night. Thank you. And God bless.
Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello.
Yeah, Esther Wachuku, good evening from Mazi from Germany. Lawal Ekundayo, good evening. You know one thing, Esther, you know, honestly, we Nigerians, we must to, you know, sit down and think how we're going to, I mean, live in this entity called Nigeria, one Nigeria. Some people are now happy that China is coming, that China wants to tackle America. In the same China, you have 1 million Muslims who are in detention as we speak because of their religion. 1 million Muslims in China are escaping to Western Europe, to America, because they cannot practice their religion in China. Google it. The region of Shanghai, 1.5 million Muslims are in detention. In fact, they over there they treat Islam or Muslims as people who have mental problems. They push them to a rehabilitation center. They say that Islam or Muslims that is a disease. Google it. And some Muslims in Nigeria are happy. Oh, China is coming, because they are uninformed, ignorance of what is happening in present world.
And they're not exposed as well.
America has its own fault, and nobody is an angel. But let me tell you, it is the same America that are telling China to stop, harassing, imprison, detaining Muslims in China. If you go to Burma, the Rohingya Muslims, it is the same America sanctioning Burma government. The same European countries sanctioning Burma because of the way they treat the minority Muslims in Rohingya. If you come to Bosnia Herzegovina, the same America liberated Muslims country Herzegovina from Serbs who are also Christians. They liberated Kosovo, who also Muslims, from the hands of Serbians. But Nigerians are there talking America. Let me tell you, without America today, I'm not saying that America is sent, but without their presence today, the world would have been more bloody. That is why Bill Clinton is regretting that he didn't intervene in Rwanda when almost 1 million people were murdered in Rwanda. That is Clinton's regret as we speak till he dies. So America is not coming to take anything from you. You don't have anything America wants. America has everything. America has everything in abundance.
Thank you.
He's not coming to. He's just coming that you guys cannot, cannot save yourself. Let us help you.
All right. Thank you very much, Marcy. Thank you. Taking a lot of time. Hello, good evening. How are you? I know you're one thing. Just turn down the volume of your radio. I beg. Hello?
Okay. Hello, this is Aki from Ojota.
Happy Friday, sir.
You too?
Yes, sir. Fine. Go ahead, sir.
Please, you said something like this that you will maybe declare it or after for the program to come at the first examination to you.
Yes.
I'm happy to hear that, because when people are talking about Islam, I don't really like it. They don't have their understanding of people. They don't have the knowledge of people. They are just saying what they don't know about Islam. So please, just bring an alpha to come and narrate what Islam said about all these things. I think Peter did something. Peter is a Christian. Peter did something, or John did something. Are you going to say all the people that did it? Are you going to say all those people are not good again? There are some bad egg among people. So when people happen like that, not to calm down and listen very well. We just not to condemn everybody. Some people say that Islam is not teaching anything about fire. There's no where in the Quran where they said that you should kill a fellow human being. There's no where. Even animal. Don't kill animal. Even the fowl that is authorized for you to eat, when you kill it with mercy. That is something created by God. Then you see, talking about it, let's say Islam. No. It's not permitted to keep any human being like you. Let's try to bring one alpha to the program to tell the people. That's what I have to say. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Mr. Akin. Thank you for calling. 08036929933. That's the number to call. Some of you are calling on WhatsApp and your internet is not strong. Then it will not cut. It's not be as if you are calling. They don't want to pick your call. You see now. You see now. You know, I don't know whether the call for us. Hello, good evening. Good evening, sir. Welcome.
How are you today?
Today, Teruoka. You know, see us. Today not Friday. We finished. Same to you. Same to you. All right. Go ahead, sir.
I just want to lend my voice.
Okay.
Station and listening public.
Okay.
Do you know that the coming of America uninvited is a still indictment on the Nigerian military, and more so on the government of Nigeria? Because adults speak in proverbs, children don't understand until they grow up. Now, the Constitution is one document that is above everybody, including president, governor, the court, Supreme Court. The Constitution is over and above all institutions. And it's from there we draw the legal principles of our existence and relationship with international communities.
Very true.
Now, you can see what's going on in Nigeria. Now, we're talking about insurgency. What is the political way there to show that the government is ready to end insurgency? I listened to somebody, one of the top government officials, before the election was declared one ever of APC. I was going to be in charge of security. And I said, what? This man to be in charge of security? I was thoroughly shaking. And I think my fear has been confirmed up to now. So what you are going through is very, very unfortunate. Those people they are killing, are they ants or are they roaches? Are they just maybe what do you call it, rats? I don't know human being. Do you know what it takes for a human being to grow up? That's the question. And people are being killed here and there. We don't need to wait for Americans to come before we put our house in order. Whether what they are saying is true or not, the truth that is our house in order. People are suffering, not the poor and the downtrodden. They are not finding things easy. We will still kill them and allow them to be killed and their property destroyed. Who else will help you about all these things? I took my time to read about Islamic religion. Have you done something about that as a journalist? The history.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Esther and Mr. Lawal, good evening to you both. What the man from Germany is saying about Chinese Muslims is true. They are known as Uyghurs, Joe Alaba International Market. Okay. Good evening, Esther. Please call out the lines, the call lines. It's 080-3692-9933. Okay. Good evening. Please, if you want to invite an Islamic cleric, then invite the cleric that said Tinubu's wife should be killed because she's an infidel, and do not invite an alpha that will not tell you the truth about Islam. Leo from Lagos. Leo, I don't know what you're talking about. The alpha that made such a comment is not a true Islam. Is not a true person of that faith. So it's not a prank. Like I said, they're extremists. All right, those are not practicing Islam. Good evening, Esther Nwachukwu and Professor Yakunda. Solomon, don't give you title. From Mushi, Nigeria has a solution to all of its problems, but just decide to live in a state of oblivion. Assuming the Abuja Accord was implemented, there would not have been anything like Biafra Nigerian war with all the lives that was lost. Just a waste. And now there is no war, but lives are being lost every day. And for Anambra Kanu, Nigerian government turned him to what he has become, because in the beginning he was preaching coexistence and referendum until Nigerian military attacked his abode and killed 28 of his family members, of which he managed to escape and now been kidnapped from Kangaroo and incarcerated for the past 4 years. All right, thank you very much. This is so long. Kevin from Lagos. Hi, Esther. I salute Patriot Ekundaya. A colleague of mine some time ago said he was almost lynched if not for God that sent a good Samaritan to rescue him while serving in the north, just because he told a female student to remove the Quran she placed under her script during examination. She raised an alarm that the guy was blaspheming. They later offered him a job and he turned it down, the offer, because of the fear of the unknown. Good evening, Esther Nwachukwu. God bless Americans. They should rescue we citizens. We're tired of insurgency in our country. The blood of our brothers and sisters are crying on time to time. America should be fast about it. Remy from Ejigbo. Good evening, Madam Esther Osage Nahoro from Ota. According to reports, the terrorists are running to some neighboring villages. Immediately they heard that the U.S. are coming to Nigeria. My question is, when are they coming? The U.S. Army, because we need them urgently. Thank you. Lovely to belong to VOP family, and lovely that you also belong to us. We appreciate you. Thank you. Dear Esther, all that is happening exactly what Muhammad did. Okay, what is going on is what is being laid down. Good evening, Esther. I greet your guest. He's saying the truth. Esther, can all this APC government say the truth for once? Everything about them is politics, even playing with people's lives. They don't care about the citizens. They only care about their pockets. Only God will help us in this country. This is Maxwell Chigozie from Ore. Good night. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you. Kudos. I missed you. How are you?
I'm very fine. Good evening,
Welcome.
Esther.
Good evening.
Good evening, Lagos.
How
Once
are
again,
you?
I'm very, very fine.
You
Very,
don't
very
tell.
fine. You don't really tell.
You come wide small.
You said?
You come wide small.
Ah, really? We thank God.
Please go ahead.
All right. Once again, I'm Victor from Kudos Homes Limited, and I'm here to tell you about the wonderful opportunities we have when you invest with landed properties in Kudos Homes Limited. So let me quickly tell you what we are currently doing now. So we are running our Ember Month promo. Now, when we talk about the Ember Month promo, we are talking